Live, local, late breaking. This is Newswatch 12 this morning.
Good morning. The time is 6:30 on December 19th. Welcome to Newswatch 12 this morning. I'm Carlos Murrieta. We're taking a live look out at Mount Shasta from the Mount Shasta Resort. See some rain across the region this morning. And with that, let's go ahead and turn over to Storm Alert Weather 12 meteorologist Sarah Kress for a look at your Friday.
And today we're tracking out more wet weather. It's really wet this morning. Heading out the door, you'll more than likely going to be wet across most of the region for the first half of your day. As we switch over into the afternoon and evening, we'll start to see showers taper. Lighter rain is expected along the coast today, with the heaviest falling overnight last night. We'll also see snow levels drop behind this cold front as it moves through. Into the afternoon, they'll be around 5,000 to 4,000 feet, lowering a bit more as we switch over into the evening hours. Also, we'll see gusty winds continue into the afternoon for higher terrain in areas over east side. So for today, temperatures still a little bit above average, but in general, might be feeling a little bit cooler, especially compared to yesterday. We'll see rain through the morning, and then, like I mentioned, to the afternoon, things will taper off a bit. We also will see snow levels lower, so if you are into those higher elevations the second half of your day, do drive with a bit of caution, but into our high passes like near Crater and Diamond Lake, you're definitely going to encounter some of that snow. Now as we switch over into the second half of your day also, we'll still see windy conditions areas east side, but notice late into the morning we'll see some lighter breezes along the coast and into our west side valleys, but in general most of that wind is going to stay over east side before settling as we head later into the evening. Now here's a look at what we can expect over the next 5 days. Saturday is going to be rather dry across the region with some lingering showers, but late into your Saturday night, that's when we'll see more rain return, and it looks rather soggy into next week, which is going to help out with our drought monitor. Here's where we were sitting last week. We did see some conditions improve over along the coast in Curry County and into Josephine counties, but we did see it expand areas over east side. So in terms of snow and rain, next week is looking a little bit more promising, but I'll let you know what you can expect all coming up in your next forecast.
And in our top story this morning, authorities say the shooter who killed 2 students and injured 9 others at Brown University died by suicide. The suspect, 48-year-old Claudio Manuel Nueves Valente, was found dead, with his body being discovered inside a New Hampshire storage unit. Authorities made a major breakthrough in the manhunt after a person came to police with information. Valente, a native of Portugal, was a legal resident of the U.S. Authorities say Valente was a Brown graduate student who had enrolled as a PhD student in the physics program in 2000 and attended for less than a year. Police say they're still working to determine his motive. And 4 men who were arrested for making false statements on applications to purchase more than 90 guns made their first appearance in Medford's federal court. Court documents say the 4 men were arrested in July following a review of their documents. Those documents indicated the repeated sales of the same model of firearm by a group of people sharing the same address in Medford and O'Brien. Now this often indicates firearm trafficking. Further investigation revealed the 4 have no legal status in the U.S., which is required for the purchase of guns. In a court appearance, they were ordered to be detained until future court hearings, and a closer look at this ongoing investigation can be found on our website. On to continuing coverage. Siskiyou County has now been under a local emergency for a month now, as wolf activity continues throughout the county. The County Board of Supervisors is emphasizing the need for both awareness and preparedness as wolves range closer to homes and trails. The county is urging everyone to report sightings and any killed animals to CDFW. They also ask everyone to know how to respond if you do encounter a wolf. The ongoing emergency comes as Representative Cliff Bentz continues to urge the House to pass a bill to federally delist the wolf.
This bill would federally delist the wolf and allow states to actually manage wolf populations, not exterminate, manage. I've held meeting after meeting across my district listening over and over to stories about wolves attacking herds, scattering to the 4 winds terrified cattle and calves, and ignoring the sad hazing efforts.
That bill passed the House and now moves on to the Senate. Siskiyou County is actively working with state and regional partners to manage their local challenges in order to address public safety concerns regarding the wolves. And in an update, the Ashland City Council voted 4-2 to advance the proposed electric rates for adoption at the next business meeting. The proposed electric rates would increase by 3.9% each year over the next 5 years, resulting in an additional cost of about $3 per month for the average residential bill. Several councilors expressed concern about the impact on low-income households, saying that if the rates are not adjusted now, they could ultimately become more expensive in the coming years.
Stoked about 3.9%? No. I know that it's been thrown around that it's, $3 on average. That's acceptable. Depends on who you ask. That can be a lot of money. But I'd rather be paying $3 extra a month now than 10 plus extra dollars a month in a few years, because we decided we didn't want to make the hard decision to keep this afloat.
The electric rate proposal will be voted on in a city council meeting following the winter break, and more information can be found on kdrv.com. And in a recent report, Oregon ranked dead last in 4th grade reading, but the Phoenix Talent School District is moving in the opposite direction. Newswatch 12's Danny Stepanovich spoke with officials to show us how the district is improving reading numbers. Danny?
Thanks, Carlos. Phoenix talent leaders emphasize that stable funding is critical, resources they're using for curriculum and coaching to ensure every student has the chance to build strong reading skills. And officials say those resources are especially important in early grades.
There is a correlation between reading by the end of 3rd grade and future success.
To change outcomes, the district tracks student progress 3 times a year.
The data over the past 2 years, we've shown quite a bit of growth. So in 3rd grade, I think we've gone up by 7 or 8 percentage points.
Teachers measure phonics, decoding, and comprehension.
The skills being taught in every single classroom. I don't think that was the case years ago.
And growth is finally showing.
3 years ago, if you walked into a classroom, into any of our schools, and then you went to another schools, you might not see the same thing or the same instruction happening. And now, if I walk into a classroom in Orchard Hill Elementary or Phoenix Elementary or Talent Elementary, I'm very likely to see just about the same approach to teaching.
Much of the shift is rooted in phonics, helping students connect letters to sounds, decode unfamiliar words, and avoid the guessing habits.
It's more than just memorizing words, really learning how to decode, attaching the symbols of letters to the sounds of words. We have agreements about how many minutes a day teachers teach reading, how much time they spend on teaching foundational skills of reading compared to comprehension.
A huge reason behind that success is supporting their teachers.
All professionals need a coach, so having an instructional coach, just like we think of athletic coaches, might be a newer concept. I think it's working and teachers feel supported.
Javier and Tiffany say the early progress is encouraging, but not the finish line.
Then we believe all students can learn how to read, and it's our goal in our district to have all of our students reading by the end of 3rd grade.
The district's goal is bold, to get 100% of students reading proficiently. And of course, teachers can't do it alone. Tiffany and Javier stress the importance families have in encouraging just an extra 15 minutes a day and how that can make a huge difference in students' progress. In studio, Danny Stepanovich.
Thank you, Danny. Also new this morning, the Head Start Center in Klamath Falls has been awarded a $650,000 grant, according to Congressman Cliff Bentz. The grant was awarded under the 1303 Facilities Grant Program, and officials at the center say they applied for the grant back in April to pay off an outstanding loan used to purchase the building. With delays in the grant approval process, Head Start was at risk of foreclosure. This caused the Head Start Center to reach out to Congressman Bentz's office for assistance. The loan has been paid off, and officials say services at the center were not interrupted. And with storms and holiday travel colliding, drivers are being told to be ready for the unexpected. Experts say a basic emergency kit can make a big difference if you get stranded or run into trouble on the road. Experts at Fred Meyer's say they recommend safety essentials like jumper cables, first aid kits, emergency blankets, and tire chains. They also stress that it's just as important to know how to use those items before you need them.
You need to do it. It's just like when you buy chains for your car, you got to put them on at least once in the garage. Otherwise, you're going to get out there on the road and you're going to be, how does this work?
Holiday travel picks up. The message is simple. Prepare now before weather or road conditions turn dangerous. And checking in with gas prices around the region, a gallon of gas has fallen by 10.5 cents in the last week, according to Gas Buddy. Jackson and Josephine counties are seeing prices around $3.50, while Curry County is close to $3.70. Klamath County is at $3.57, while Lake County is at $3.73. Siskiyou County residents are seeing $4.50 at the pump. The average cost for a gallon of gas in Oregon currently sits at $3.55. And moving on to the money alert, a Central Point nonprofit farm stand landed a $24,000 small business grant, which they say turns directly into opportunities for local producers. The Rusted Gate farm stand supports small producers by selling their goods inside an affordable farm stand. Now, this gives new food businesses a place to test products, pricing, and packaging in front of tens of thousands of customers each year. Executive Director Micah Hillis says breaking into retail is harder than ever for local producers.
Farming is a very challenging business, and that's why Rusted Gate Farm is here, helping to make it less challenging, create opportunities, a little bit of a leg up to find some success. And sometimes that's all it takes, is just that first opportunity, trying something out, getting a little taste of success, and then moving into a grocery store.
The money will fund workshops and training to help launch small farms to the next level. Last year, they helped 20 entrepreneurs and hope that number increases in the next year. And the Shasta Trinity National Forest is working with CAL FIRE to build a brake field along State Route 97 near the community of Lake Shasta. With work underway, the goal is to reduce vegetation and create a line of defense. And if you're driving along State Route 97, watch out for roadside crews.